we are. It's a new day. New opportunity to get things done, learn things, have fun, and get people back on the road. Those are the things we like to do. We're getting the shop open up. We're partially open, as we usually have been lately. But we got more stuff to do to finish opening up this place. You can tell I don't have that anti-reflective coating on my glasses. When you're a mechanic and you wear glasses, any coatings you put on there, the lenses get trashed in like 3 to 6 months max. And you have to get new glasses again. So I stopped putting coatings on. That's why it does some of that stuff. Anyway, a lot going on. The crash car is still here. I think most of my other cars are picked up though. I think the Del Sol's getting picked up today. What else is going on? They must have cut the grass. That means they sprayed my truck with grass. My project truck. Let's go see. He likes to, and it's my son's friend too, but he likes to spray the grass towards the vehicles for some reason. Yeah. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? I need to get this thing into a space where I can keep it out of the weather while I work on it, because I keep having to sand the primer off and reapply it and fix rust and separate videos, Jimmy. Those are project truck videos. As you can see by the sky above, we're in for a damp, rainy day today, but doesn't mean it's going to be dreary. I almost said dreary, but it's not going to be a dreary day. It's going to be a good day. Positive thoughts, positive actions. You make the best out of it every day. Even if things are a little more stressful where you work or what you're doing in your daily life, you still make the best of it and you make it work. That's what we do. So let's stop yapping, stop flapping. We got the Durango from yesterday. We got a lot of parts coming up for that. Radiator hoses, and a heater hose assembly, which I haven't done on one of these, so that should be interesting. We got quite a bit of work to do. So I want you to stay tuned, ready to get this thing going. Let's do it. That's fun. You see the radiator neck is cracked right here? So that's why we're doing that. Fits out of there, but it's not easy. The Honda Del Sol I thought I had done. Plugged the PCM in, drove it up to the shop, started it 5 or 6 times, adjusted the idle, and then this morning it wouldn't start. I think I'm getting like 6 hours for that car. I got 8 in it. That's how things have been going lately when you're frustrated, and see how that all goes. I'm gonna take the wiper cowl off of this thing so we can try to work on them heater hoses. The radiator I got had a hole in the box and a hole in the radiator, so I didn't want to try putting it in and have it leak. So I'm gonna get this wiper cowl off, see how we can get to them heater hoses. That's the easy part. Take the wiper arms off. Need to get to that wiper motor. Hopefully stuff's under there. I'm not sure yet. Wiper motor. I think that's them in there. They don't go into the firewall. They go into the panel before the firewall. That makes it a little easier. Now I know why it's 2.2 hours. That's not so bad. Some of these side panels, I gotta take some, there's supposed to be a nut on there, I'm guessing, like that one. Some of them are missing, but we'll get it out of the way. Should be a little easier to get to everything after that's out. I was watching online, someone said something about taking the manifold off. I think that was on a V6. This one's got a fairly low manifold, so I can get in there pretty good. I think there's probably 4 of these bolts. I think there's 4 of those bolts hidden around here. And then this piece should come out. I'm not bragging yet, let's put it that way. more stuff I take out of the way, the closer I think it gets to coming apart. Which is how it should work. Sometimes I'll just cut these off. But I just looked at the heater hoses they got me and they were wrong. It's made for them without rear air. What we talked about, is it for the front AC or the rear AC? I said for the front AC. So, alright, I gave up to cut them because it doesn't seem to want to come off of there. So I don't want to break this tube. It might still not come off.
Hey Jimmy, what's the #1 rule when you unplug an ECU or VCM?
What do you mean, ground first?
Disconnect the battery.
Yeah.
I don't think we're done with this one.
Probably not.
That's a no-no. Especially in the freaking Oregon.
Honestly, I do it too many times. I do it a lot. I haven't had a problem, but I know it can cause a problem.
It's rare. But
Yeah. That's the problem. You get a good spike and you got a problem.
That's the spike, that's it.
Yeah. What's that?
You get a little wheel.
Oh, some people were saying rigidity and someone was saying ABS. I'm like, it's not, there's no sensor near it. And then another guy said, like, I was thinking harmonics or something for vibration, like at high speeds or something. I'm wondering if they might have the wheel too light and the engineers added that. But I think rigidity was, I got 3 different answers.
Because of the snow.
And that video did good too. I got like 40 or 50,000 views on it.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. I didn't think it would do that good.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Get that fuck out.
People are like, what? I really.
How much you make out of that? Out of that video alone?
Not much, because it's a short, so I might get like $3 or $4, believe it or not. The only time you make any real money on shorts, like I have one that did like $1.4 million, and I got like $1.4 million. I got $70 for that one.
Also, that's why you have so many videos.
I just keep putting the short every day, and I do my day in the shop, and see what happens.
So it adds up every month?
Yeah. It works out to like $6 an hour with all the editing time and stuff. But I still like doing it, you know. Oh, camera's on too, so that's all live data. There you go, something's happening. I think I just disconnected my tools, all I accomplished. Oh my goodness. We'll get it. Jeez Louise. What the heck? It's gonna be such a problem, buddy. Let's just do this thing. Alright. Now, you gotta get those out of there. I got one clamp up. See if I can get it up on the other side. Right, chill. With my lovely double-jawed hose clamp pliers from the Gear Wrench Corporation. Someone else makes them for them, Lyle or something like that. Sells them too. A few different brands of the same tool. K-Tool, something like that. It looks easier than it is. I mean, it's easier than it looks. That's what I meant. Hey, Gravy Man. Jay's got a 13-hour ticket he's doing. There you go. Now I'm just going to cut those hoses off of there, because we don't have the other part anyway. So it just makes it more exciting. Let's go ahead and mangle those hoses up, which they're already mangled. So hopefully the right one arrives today. We'll see. Man, oh man, that was fun. I went in there and cut the hoses with my box cutter, and they come right out when you do that. A little easier. This might not be so easy, but we'll see. Hope I'll take a line, AC line out of the way, but well, if we have to. Cars are meant to be in a junkyard long before now, I think. That's what it seems like. Look, no holes in the box. There's a little hole over here, but that's where the styrofoam's at. I don't think they could have made this a whole bunch more fragile, but whatever. That thing got a Hemi? Yeah, but it don't hold coolant. That is honestly just a joke though, because I mean the car's 13 years old, so plastic's only gonna last so long, so many heat cycles. That's what we're doing, all the plastic, just like any other car. Doesn't, but it's not as funny that way. We'll prep this thing for install, try to get this done. The heater hose they're checking on, but we'll handle it. If I can get the condenser to go back in. There you go. This just kind of snaps in place, believe it or not. Hopefully not snaps literally, but we'll see. Sometimes it needs to slide just a little bit one way or another. Gotta get that to go in there somehow. Oh, there's something over here. Oh, there's a pin there. Okay, I got a little, that's funny. You gotta raise it up to get it to snap into the thing because there's a pin there. See that guide pin? Don't force it, you break it. I think they'll be sad at me if I have to order another one. At least if it's my fault. Of course, sometimes you bring a part back up there like that, and they're like, did you hit it on something? I'm like, what? Look at the box. There's a hole in the box. How do I know you didn't do that? That's about the point you go. You step away from me. Alright, we're getting somewhere. I gotta get clamps. I wanted the dealer hoses with the squeeze clamps and all, but you know how that went? No go. So I gotta get some clamps. Well, let's do this. It's easier before I put the fan in.
Go to the lady's bathroom, the whole tampon there. She's still fucking in her front.
I do need a tampon, isn't there something? Awesome. I think that's pretty good. It's so hard to get worm clamps perfect. You get done, you pressure test it, tighten them a little more if they're leaking. Don't touch them if it's not, because it'll start leaking. So like the other guys were just telling me, don't worry man, Jimmy, don't be worried about the clamps. That car is going to be gone off the road within a year. It's a Dodge. I said, the people that own Dodges and watch my videos don't want to hear that. I'm not sure why I'm telling you. Well, a little bit of a tight squeeze. Cooler lines are the biggest problem, but should go. There's 4 slots to go in. The top 2 lock it, the bottoms just hold it. That's what we want. I always try to orient the clamps wherever I think it's going to be the easiest for access down the road, because you almost always have to snug them, readjust them after a couple heat cycles and that kind of thing. And I try to do that before giving the car back if I have time. Lately there hasn't been much time for anything except complaining. I got plenty of time for that. I always make time for complaining. Now this has to be pulled up. If the plastic bracket's missing or metal bracket's missing, it goes in here. So I gotta keep it off this power steering pulley. I'm going to take about 1 inch off of this hose. You see how the hose is pushed up against the radiator? It's still really close to the pulley. So I don't want to have to only rely on that. I'm just going to take some material off here and get it further away on its own. I'll take a little over 1 inch off of it. There's tons of room. I could probably take more, but I'd rather cut it twice than cut it too much. This tool is almost big enough for this hose, but not quite comfortable doing it. You got paper cutters, they work, that works too, but we don't have them here that I know of. See if that fits a little better. Now, you got a whole inch between that and the power steering pulley. Get to that clamp inside there. I wanted to see where the clamp should be positioned, but there's plenty of room right in there. So we'll button that up now before I get too crazy. If one tie wrap's enough, 3 tie wraps is even better. I do not want this to touch that, but I don't think it will anyway. I got room with it relaxed. Now I got tons of room. Pop this distributor in while waiting for other parts. Just got here, so yeah. Now I noticed the way this is facing, so I'm going to put it in there. You don't really have to take the cap off to see where the rotor is indexed, because the distributor input is offset, so it's set up on distributor 1 to come out of the box, but supposedly can't trust them 100%. I'll pop it off, see what direction it's facing right now, and then put that slot in the same spot. It only goes in one way. This is probably the 3rd or 4th distributor this car has had, I guess. But I don't know for sure. Very common failure, and this slot's at the top. That's how the new one's got to go. Right after I clean up some of that mess. And I want this slot like this. It's offset to the top. And that's how it's going to go in, but I'm going to clean that up. And this poor thing needs an oil change. The customer does his own oil changes apparently. When I first tested this, I put my test light on the fuel pump, power and ground, and I had good voltage and no fuel pressure. Good ground and no fuel pressure. And then I put the pump in it and it didn't start. I'm like, what? I found out the relay wasn't getting completely grounded sometimes. Tapping on the PCM, it got grounded and started. Very, very messy. I'm probably gonna have to adjust this when we check the timing. Some electrical plugs. And transfer over these wires. I'm gonna fire it up, set the timing. Fire it up. Another day in the neighborhood. That's a bummer. Well, to catch you up, we put the distributor in on a hunch, didn't fix it. Matter of fact, I think it might be worse. It doesn't start at all now. It used to start once in a while. I can't get it to start at all no matter what I do now. I ran through the flow chart. I don't get my 2-second prime on the PGMFI control circuit from the PCM, and I don't get that with either PCM. So the 2-second prime, the distributor is no factor. I'm not getting it with either PCM. I get good powers and grounds at the PCM. But they need this done today apparently now. This is an emergency. So they're like, oh, you're gonna get it done. Whoa. So they did get me the right hoses now, so that's cool. So I think I can get it done today. It shouldn't be a problem, right? We're gonna try and stop messing with the old Honda Del Sol muscle car. Classic car, whatever you want to call it. Frustrating, boy, I'll tell you what. I'll probably edit most of that out, I don't know. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to put this down in here. I think this side will fit like this. I don't want to crack any plastic. And we'll be back to square one, right? So that won't be good. This goes behind here. If I can fit it. To move this over. We got Joe working on a camper out back. He's not too happy about that. The oil change guy's doing a 13-hour front end job. He's doing a brake inspection on a camper. But, you know, this is how it goes. Everyone's got to make their money, I guess. Doesn't feel good though. Doesn't have a good vibe to it. A lot of things are about vibes, right? That's the best you guys can do, Bill, Bob. What do you got to say for yourselves? This is it, huh? The best you can do. You know, I don't like to spray anything on these, but I might have to. It doesn't feel like it wants to go. The bottom ones are wet with coolant, so I'd rather not spray stuff on there like that, but I'm only going to battle it so long. Is it hurry up? Can you get it done? There we go. Oh, that was all shiny head the whole time, wasn't it? Oh well, sorry about that. Now I'm going to give it another once-over before I pop them yellow clips off there. Alright, I got a new one. It's kind of cool. If you're squeamish, you probably don't want to look, but I was jumping off the engine compartment and my pocket got caught in this. I don't know if it's supposed to be bent, but my leg got a little gash. You know, happens. That's why we make the big bucks. I'm telling you, man, I don't work well when I'm frustrated and feel like I have a saddle on my back. I just don't work well. Nothing I can do about it, I guess. Except suck it up, buttercup. This goes in there, trust me. Something like that. That one goes there. That's gonna go up there. Those two bolts in the back of that bracket are really long and they're short. The bolt is right in at the bottom of this bracket, so I'm sitting there going, where does that go? I remember. Can't just go shoving this back in without it being correctly orientated. That's it. Goes in there, that goes in there, this goes over it. There was a tie wrap in there because all these push pins have been on and off so many times. Remember, some of the stuff was bent, but since the car hurt me, I'm not worried about it. It doesn't fit. Look at this. Just a matter now of putting parts back on where they came from. I run out of parts, let me grab some coolant. Keep smiling. That way they wonder what you're up to. Wipers plugged in, bolts are in, rubber bushing goes in the slot down there. Now I got to get my wiper panel in. That just snaps in place in the slots under the windshield. Rubber weather strip. And we are moving along. It's an air bleed. I don't understand it, but you can't get any kind of a rhythm going with everything being an emergency. And it's always happened once in a while in this industry. It happens once in a while, but 3 out of 5 cars it shouldn't be. This should probably take G05. I'm going to look it up and make sure. It had green in it, but we drained it all out. So. Oh, something's happening. I'm going to lift it up too so it's a little flatter. Make sure we get all the air out we can. Okay, now I'll take a little more, it looks like. Right, that's got to be pretty good right there. After this is in, it'll take a little bit more, not a whole bunch. But we'll know we got our air pocket out of there, removing this plug. If you don't have an Allen for it, you can loosen this upper hose, put like a hose tool or something in there, or a pocket screwdriver, kind of let the air come out there. But this is 8mm. My horns are all plugged in, my hood latch switch, everything that will stay in is stayed in. All back here, my air hose, I tightened this clamp that fell off a little more. All that's really left is to get that ratty old bumper and see if we can get it to kind of stay on. Then we'll fire it up. up, I don't have to be quite as careful as normally would be. I'm really concerned about how I'm going to get to this. I hope I can reach it from underneath. You saw yesterday when I took it apart. It was supposed to be like a clip, I thought, but it's a bolt. Then I thought, well, maybe it should be a stud and you put a nut on it. But either way, I got to thread something in there on both sides. Careful, aren't the paint. There's a couple guys and they already started typing. Perfect. There's going to be quite a few more things I'm going to have to do to try to feel better about this whole mess, but we'll see what we can do. It's a good thing to cut that little notch in there. Makes it a little easier for the next guy. I appreciate that. If you're going to hack something, at least make it a good hack like that. That's at least as good as Bill and Bob could have done. Notice there is no wheel liner. So that's a separate issue though. We're not worrying about that too much. And there's nothing along the bottom to hold it. So the whole bumper just kind of chilling in space. Hopefully it don't come off while you're going down the road and you drive over your own bumper. It'd be tragic. Anytime you do a radiator, you got to torque your wheels. All right, let's start this one. Hopefully this one will start. Something will start today. The Hemi tick or the Hemi exhaust leak. One of the two. They do both. Like the Chevy truck sometimes will do that, and the Ford trucks, the exhaust manifolds, one of the bolts will break and they make noise till they warm up. Sounds like that's what it did. It's hard to tell really. Probably on camera especially. We just gotta let it run, get the fan to cycle on, get hot air out of the heater, and there's no air, right? I'm gonna dig up a few push pins. There wasn't any in a lot of stuff, but I also gotta put tie wraps back in the wheel flares. Maybe I can find push pins for those. But they're a little bit unusual size. We'll see what we got. Found some push pins. They're not perfect, but they're gonna hold the bumper on better than it was before. There was none. There was a couple of tie wraps. So not much else we can do except let it warm up. I did have to change the radiator cap. We didn't get one with it. I don't know why, but luckily I had one in my toolbox that is way better than that one, because that one was pushing coolant out before it got hot enough to turn the fans on. But we're past that now. Fans turn on like they're supposed to, hot air, then the fan turns back off. We'll call it a win. I'll take this thing for a drive. Omar and Jace left early today, so me and Joe are closing up. I'm going to drive this thing, come back, close the shop up. I want to thank you for watching today's video. It's going to be heavily edited. Pretty frustrating day, but they all are lately, so I should only really point out when it's not, right? But either way, we got some people fixed up. We made a little money, take care of our family, everybody wins. Hope you'll torque the like button before you head out, and I hope I see you in another video. You're awesome.